All right, you guys posted a ton. We're going to have to blast through this. Cool. Oh yeah, I'm going to get the critique window on the other screen so I can reference who said what. Okay, so this is Reddington. I'm working on some brick texture for a really small scene with a few materials in context with each other updated versions. Okay, so right now it's just this one. So this looks pretty standard, stylized. I feel like just right off the get-go, I can't zoom into this image. Let's do this. So right off the get-go, I feel like you're applying colors too early, like because we're not seeing the defining edge on some of your height map information in here. Like I don't know how soft, you know. I need to know the transition inside of this. Right now, there's nothing happening back here. And if you're gonna tell me that you're planning on having something back there, then you should do that before you do the color. Calling you out. Anyways, overall, looks pretty good so far. It might be getting a little too might be getting a little too warpy. Like this type of stuff. Be careful with that. I know you're trying to push the stylized stuff, but it doesn't have to be warpy to get the style across. Exposed. Yeah, so get that height map and your normal looking real good, and then get your albedos on there. Okay, next we've got this one. Just gonna just paste on top. Yes, I can. So this one's from Spoon. Block out material steady for my next scene. So this is a block out. This is a pretty detailed block out. So I guess right off the I guess this table is a block out too, right? And some other stuff's block out. Okay, I see now. I see. You've got some like smoothing stuff going on here. So like these guys look really soft for some reason. I think maybe there's like a single smoothing group on some of these. I'm not sure what's happening with that actually. I'm trying to break down how the wall's put together. It looks like you've got this maybe there, and that's a tileable, and then you've mapped these using the tileable texture, which is why you're getting some weird like gradients and stuff like this. I would actually yeah, that shovel right now is a block out from what I can gather, as well as like the wheelbarrow that's going to have dirt in it, and then there's some block out stuff here. This is block out. These are all block out. So yeah, it does. I think you are building these with the tileable texture. I would be careful about doing that, just because you're going to be like fighting normal information from the original tile. I could be wrong as to how you're building this. I would actually suggest making 2 or 3 of these, and some of them broken, baking those out with the same pattern, and then just make sure they're color matched to this material, and you'll be good. And they'll look good. They'll end up having a nice unique material. Pushing his quality up. Yeah, man, this is cool that this is the scene I guess I was looking for, that's got the props. It's got some of the props you've already made. Be careful with how thin this is. Think about making that thicker, and then figure out what these are made out of when you get to them, of course. When it comes to, dude, you know what I really like about this is you're telling a story. Make sure that these guys are darker in shadow. I think those are pieces of paper, maybe. I'm not sure. Or maybe they're pieces of the tile up here. I think they might be pieces of the tile. Anywho, with the amount of dirt displaced, there should be shit tons of dirt in here. Like crazy amounts. Like I would actually, because this is an operation, like throw tons of dirt back here, like pile it all up on the sides. Like that would make this scene look really unique. Like if you were doing this, and then like they've got their little area where they're resting and stuff. More dirt back here. Dirt kind of shoved up against the wall behind here, and then just like this path is kind of less dirt, but just dirt everywhere. Like just crazy amounts of dirt. Like, so they moved their bricks out of the way because they've been digging for a while, right? So there wouldn't be bricks down here. Those bricks, you could throw them into the dirt, so they can be sticking out of the dirt piles and stuff. There's technically no reason for this pillar, narratively, there's no reason for the pillar to be broken like this. Like, yeah, dude, think about like, think about it as if you're like an ant and you're displacing all of that dirt and you're just packing it into the room, right? Yo, dog, I heard you like dirt, so I put dirt in your dirt. I like the props here. I think if you want to show those props off more, you should probably put the camera angle more up here and then have it point down a little bit more so the camera's just a bit higher. And if the ceiling's going to be that low, think about stuff you can put on the ceiling. Like this beam here is really good to have. There's more beams here. There's the pillars. Those are good. But thinking about maybe like pipes and some vents and stuff like that. I'm an ant. I'm an ant. What? Anyways, that's looking pretty cool. Go crazy with the dirt. And be careful about stretching it. Right now, this stuff, like these decals, look stretched. Also, these wires and cables and stuff, give them rhyme and reason. Like, where are those at? What are they plugged into lights? Like this light up here, make that light, maybe like one of the tubes is broken, and you can see like the other tube is working, and it's kind of filling the inside of it, but it's not working perfectly. And then you use the wires, and then actually they've set up lights because it's like an excavation, like they're breaking through, they're trying to get somewhere, right? So it's all story. Reason to everything is important. But yeah, cable's coming from a generator. Explain like where power is coming from. I think this right here, I think this is a generator. That's my guess. I can't see it, but I think that's what it is. Okay, let's see here. Oh, some more imagery. That's right. Yeah. I like where it's going. The idea is really interesting too. So this one, what is going? Dude, I love this. I love this whole GIF thing. Whoa, these sticky notes are dope. All right, so just showing off them reflections, I guess. VR ready game environment. So I don't know. I don't know what makes this VR ready. Man, you really like those reflections, huh? It looks really cool. I think with the reflections being where they're at and stuff, you totally need stuff like dripping off the ceiling and causing ripples in the water or something. Don't tell him. It runs a good FPS. That's why you thought it was VR ready. 90 frames per second. So if you want to be true VR, you need to double 60 FPS. Like for the best experience. So you need 120 frame rate for true VR experiences. At least that's what I keep hearing. I haven't made any VR or anything, so I just go off of what I'm hearing. So those are my credentials. In general, this looks pretty cool, though. The sticky notes or the papers on the wall, I guess I'm looking at, like, the density of tiles on the wall and, like, what is this hallway? Why is it curved? Where's it going? There's no signage to tell me we're in, like, a tunnel. Like, am I heading down a subway tunnel? What? Oculus is 90 hertz. I'm guessing it's okay. Oh, okay. I'll trust you. I have no idea. Oh, yeah, if you're running it in a headset and you feel okay with it, then that's a whole different story. That makes me wonder if ArtStation has VR support. I'm going to have to ask them that. Maybe in the next talk or whatever. Yeah, this is cool, man. The texel density and where I'm at is my biggest question. Like I don't know where this is. And the texel density was the other thing that I was just saying. Like the tiles look really big. I can't tell that this is the floor other than I know gravity would tell me that that's the floor. The lights are on the wall, but the wall's curving. Am I heading towards a train? Am I heading towards buses? Is this a subway with ads? I'm not sure. Advertising in the sewers for the sewer people. A bloody trail would be interesting. Would be cool. Planning to be a tunnel in a building connecting two streets. Cool. I guess in a VR experience you would see that as well, so if you can't see the end of the tunnel, you should have signage that tells you what street you're heading towards, right? Because you'd want to know that. The sewer people market. I heard they got money. So if you're in VR, I would imagine you would turn around and you could hear the cars driving by and buses going by, and you could see the sky and maybe some high rises, right? And then you turn around, you get this shot, and you can hear maybe like either you hear trains or you hear other cars in the distance down the way. And then you have signage that's telling you that you're heading towards a different street. And a service door would be great. You need like a lot of context for things. Like the best thing to do is look at tunnels in like in real life, under road pathways. Road pathways. I think that's the term for them. Anywho, it's off to a pretty good start. The height differences between these is very strange to me. Like, why is this one lower than this one? Yeah. Anywho, cool. Reflective surfaces. Love it. All right, this one is Leo Luck or Leo Luck. Basic blocks and design. No light. Feedback about design and composition, please. Reference Wolfenstein, a little bit of Gotham from Arkham Knight. What's up, Polygons? How you doing? Okay, so Compositionally, this one right here is pretty interesting. I love the pipes going down. Like this is obviously going downward. I don't know I guess you go down, you take a turn, then you're in this hallway. I don't know the space very much. Compositionally, it's looking all right. I think that depends what this is. Like, I'm not sure if this is a road or if this is a railway. If it's a railway, I'm not sure why there's boxes in the... this must be a road. I think it might be a little early to say much about the... Let me see here. So if we look at this one's really cool because it's all leading here. So compositionally, that's really strong, right? When it comes to these being here, that's cool. Just because there's something breaking that up. If there was like, so these look like these are going to be fans, which is really nice. Like, because when you have an underground area like that, Circlu, the sticky notes aren't the focus of that scene, so I think your thumbnail should be the scene itself with the lights. It just needs more props. It needs more propping. If it's right now, it looks like base block out with materials applied to things. Not to put it nicely, not to be harsh. So when you're an underground fan, a fan would push air either down or up. So it gets air circulating down there so that you can actually breathe well down here. Yeah, this is an interesting angle. I think this is a door. I really like this stuff. Just because it, like from the top view, it's basically doing a so here's your wall, and from a top view, it's allowing you to break your wall up like this, which is really cool. And then you have an arch that goes out. So like this is the other end of the tunnel, and then like this. Right. So like that's cool. When it comes to like what you're doing here, this song, I can't do this song. Can't do this one either. Yeah, I feel like this upper area needs to be really dark. And this sign, like, that sign probably will do better here. Or maybe a little bit more forward here. And then thinking about patterns on the ground that tell people where they're going. Or, like, yielding signs, lights. Like, some light patterns here. Like red, green, and yellow. This pipe stuff is cool. These details up here are really high frequency, and like I was saying earlier, I think more likely than not, you're going to want to have a lot of that upper area pretty dark because it's in shadow, you know? All the ambient occlusion's kind of just packing in there. Compositionally, this looks fine. I think, is this open? Is that the edge of the door? I notice that you have this formation here again. I'd be careful about overusing that. I do like the box stacks here. I think that maybe they could go inside here though, like just try and keeping them out of the street and stuff, and then making sense out of this floor. Like, are these elevated? Does this area dip down? Like, that type of stuff is all the questions, right? This material, I don't know if this is flat, but I would really like for it to not be. I think you could get a lot more if you actually modeled the stuff in the back behind that, and then you put lights in there that actually like put a top light on top of the tubes and stuff, or pipes. Functionally, this door looks fine. Compositionally, there's some railing here. There's a little high rise there, or a high rise, like a support beam, which is really good. This is interesting shapes. I like that this curls and then goes up. I I feel like something needs to be here. Like infart or something like that. For all you Swedes out there. Some infarting. Such a strange word. Something that tells you where you're going, or if it's an exit or a docking bay or blah, blah, blah. More propping around here. And maybe like a little computer kiosk thing or something there. Maybe some panel lights, depending on the size. It looks like the size of the character is going to be pretty small. So maybe like a little kiosk button panel thing for unlocking the door. Let's see here. But yeah, I'm going to keep going. This one I actually was commenting on in chat. I don't think I need to say too much on it. I think you're actually done. I would move on because you're probably just burning yourself. Yeah, but you need to cover this up. Is that? Hang on. Okay, I was just checking to see if it's... Just close that bad boy up and you're good to go. Someone's going to see that and they're going to be like, wait, why would he... There's not a good reason to do this. So it'll just throw more questions than answers. And then there's a little opening in here. Just close that up too. Yeah. Overall though, I think you're good to go. I mean, look at the information going on in there. Ah, it's so cool. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, Jesus. So if we do this and we go to the albedo only. So this is the type of material stuff. Oh, Ricky, that actually doesn't save tries at all because you're still going to count the verts, right? You still count the verts because the verts are already there. So it's always best to have a bottom even if you don't see it, because chances are someone might place this in a level, you know, like say you make this for a game, right? And then someone places it in a level, but then they want it tipped over. Boom. If you don't have a bottom, it's going to come back to you as a bug that you need a bottom. It's better to have it just all closed up. What about in terms of textile density? I mean, you could take that area and just map it to this if you wanted to. Just scale it down. No, try and maintain textile density at all costs. So what I was going to say is, like, if you see the albedo here, there's not too much, like these scratches might not need to be there, but the gloss, see all that information in there? That's good, because like in this view, whoops, in this view, looks pretty decent, right? It's calming. It's not like too noisy or detailed. But like when you get those nice glancing angles, that's when all the detail comes out. So you get areas of rest as well as high frequency detail when you want it. All just because of lighting and PBR deliciousness. The only other thing I think I'd say is I found it weird that there's a fingerprint right on the dead center of that lens. Like can it be like on the side like this one, or like smudged? You smudge the fingerprint, or like maybe they try to rub it out, so it's like that fingerprint just all like buffed, so it's just smudged like all over the front. This looks really good though. I think this is pretty cool. Yeah, dopeness. Oh yeah. There's the reference. Let's do this. Actually, we will. So Control-Alt-W and saying no will close everything. You just keep saying no. So let's do new, and we'll do this as a artboard. And then let's scale this. So what we will do is copy this image, paste it, and then click out here. Where is it at? There we go. We'll do this. Can move this over here. Copy this. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing here? We'll just... Warren Marshall, that badass, showed me this. He showed all of us on YouTube this, basically. Anywho, artboards, they're dope. So yeah, let's take a look at this. What is this sorcery? Artboards, dude, they're awesome. So if we look at this reference and then look at this guy, what you're missing, I think, that I really would love to see are these little legs. These little guys here. Oh, am I on the wrong board? I am on the wrong board. So these legs, missing out on those. Would love to see those guys. I mean, maybe I'm just not seeing them in the right angle. I mean, they look like little feet here too, and I think you're going more with like a curve, like this. Yeah. Stair count. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Very good. Side details, there's a round bit here. You've thought about how these all connect. I think right now your wear is really heavy. Toning that down will allow you to put it where you would like. With like more intention versus like just having it everywhere. Because right now just having it everywhere, it looks like you just dragged on a procedural and then said awesome and then brought it in. Maybe you did because it's like first you're just getting it in the engine, you know? This guy is asking for a whole lot more detail. Like in this one, so you've got the rounded bit, and then it comes down. I'm going to need to change this pen thing. Is this one pressure sensitive? I don't want it to be. F5. There we go. Shape dynamics. There we go. Just turn that off. F5 again to remove that. So what we want is to look at the shapes here. So you've got, oh my God, you're killing me, Smalls. What? There we go. Whoa. Photoshop is chugging out on me. Hang on here. There we go. Okay. Shrink this down. So rounded piece there, rounded piece, rounded piece, rounded. And then there you go. Rip. But you can see this, there's this shape, right? That's got the little vent in it. But this shape, and then I think it looks like it's round. So that is like a extruded shape that's how would you explain that? So it's like if you were to take this shape and then you bevel it inward, right? And then you bevel it again, but you brought it up and then it went in like this and then down like that for the little vent thing. But these guys, maybe I'll take these ones and lift them up with this. Kind of the same thing, but not really. Dang, that's gonna bug me. Can't do that. Let's just do that. Uh-oh, I see double edges. Do you see that? There's like this edge here. It's doing weird shit. Anyways. Oh man. This is gonna take longer than I thought. But you need to have those shapes extruded out and then beveled. I like doubled up the beveling, which is not gonna work out for this. Let me see here. Basically, you want these guys to be like that. Moto. What? What program is that? Dauber, what's going on, man? Dauberman. Yeah. So you want to make sure you do that, and then increase those normals. Delicious. Full weighting. That's totally a no. But yeah, you want to make sure that you get that detail in there. You like watching people model? Dude, I love watching people model. It's really interesting because everyone kind of approaches it differently. Yeah. I feel like you just have to get further with your model. Like this piece here comes out a little far, right? But like this length here doesn't look, it looks like it's more here. You know what I mean? Because this piece feels like it's coming way out, you know? I think if it was shorter, maybe here. And then went back, and then that beam would go down there. And then there should be another one right here. Look how high they are to the door frame too. So like you would expect them to maybe be up here. Or right here instead of where they're currently at. There's also not a door. I guess you want a door on yours. And you're imitating the window frame in your window for the door, which is cool. That looks nice. I think getting the frame a different color from the door is going to be really important for separating the door from the frame. Frame door frame. Yeah. Other than that, I think a little bit of warping in here could do some nice. Can I smudge stuff in here? Where is that? Smudge tool. Is that gonna work? Whoa. Finger painting. What? Oh, it's so warpy. So doing some bending, because I think these are actually softer, because they look like this one back here is implying that they kind of warp up. Oh yeah, I could do a transform, you're right. Like if I let me see here. If I did this. What? And then skew. You could warp. So I don't want to warp everything though. Meh. There's the other one, but we'll deal with that later. It's not really important. You get the idea. Like basically, I don't want to mess up your work. I think these are actually softer though, is what I'm getting at. So I think if you were to like shift these around, that'd probably help imply the softness of it. I can use liquefy. That's pretty intensive for while you're streaming. There's the rigging one's really nice. Anywho, I gotta move on to the. This is looking good though. I just concentrate on your shapes. I would love to see some more effort put towards getting your modeling to look the way you're hoping. Dang, there's not enough time. Andrew, this looks pretty cool, man. I don't know why you're showing it in this angle when you have it in this one, and then this one just shows it upside down. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure. The presentation wise too, it's really strange that it's kind of laying down versus like being up. Like I would expect it to be more like standing upright, maybe tilted back a little bit. And then the keys here, these should totally be modeled in. And this cut here, these should be lifted up. This should be either pushed in or lifted up. And then this piece should, this side or this side should be under each other, if that makes sense. But yeah, like it's just really flat. Like it doesn't need to be this flat. What's the, yeah, wireframe wise, like you could model this out. You could model this inset. Those are fine flat. Oh yeah, see, you even have these separated. Just like skew them so they're not flat from each other. And then these buttons I'd love to see like modeled in. It's pretty cool. Nonetheless, pretty cool. Litter stops here, guys. This looks pretty solid now. Let's see what was said here. Just posting it. All right. And then next one. I'm not sure how this wood paneling is built, but it's weird that the grain passes over them. I'd be curious to see if like they're actually supposed to be fitted together or if it's literally one piece of wood. And then in your roughness, it looks like you've got information going different directions from the wood grain. Have that all follow your wood grain. The handle looks really close to the edge of the door, and that lock is in a really weird spot. I guess they would have to put it there. Or maybe they would put it here. I'm not sure. Could also probably be wider. Well, I mean, it depends. The reason I didn't say that is because this might actually be those tall doors. You know what I mean? But scale-wise, it is strange. And then I can see what you're saying. It's supposed to be fitted together. Okay, so the wood grain needs to be different in these, like it shouldn't transition over. The little bottom pad thing here, maybe making that like a rubber, just so that you get the roughness of metal, you get the roughness of a wood material, and then you get the roughness of rubber material at the base. That, and it'll ground it, so then you'll have a bottom to it. And then getting your hinges on there, which is more metal. Knowing where those hinges are at will also tell us how big the door actually is. If it's an extra tall door, the hinges are usually still in the same spots, but then the door extension goes a little bit further than the hinge would normally go. This is looking pretty cool as well. Right now your edges are really sharp. I think getting a bevel in your high poly and then baking that into the low poly is going to be where you get your win. Getting a little metal peg under these shelves, kind of like IKEA, just so that we get a sense of how it's put together, could be good. Either maybe like a label here, or like I don't know, maybe it doesn't need anything other than like in the normals it needs a bevel, and then it needs like another material in it, either where screws show up or like where how it's put together, something to ground it in that sense. But the details are looking pretty good. Roughness wise, it looks like it's missing information where the grain is. Cold Corpse, what's up, man? How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. It's Thursday. I'm going to Stockholm tomorrow. Nicks on the edges of shelves. Yeah, maybe, yeah. It depends. If you're going to be putting props and stuff in here, I get all those props in there and then just see how it looks. If it starts to feel funny, then you need to adjust it to work with the props that are sitting there. Glad to see another environment artist on Twitch for once. Thanks, Cold. Thanks, man. Welcome. Yeah, so this brick material looks all right. It looks a little melty. I'm not sure how this was. Let me see here. This is from Jordan, who actually just became a patron. Thanks a lot, dude. Means a lot. The brick substance from Last of Us inspired interior and working for a uni project. Okay, so with the bricks, I think you're just maybe not tessellating the mesh enough, or I'm not sure, but the right now the grout is very like inset, or it's very flush with the brick. Or it's the way it's warping doesn't make sense with the how you feel the material. Nice. Thanks for the little emojis, guys. Because overtime all the time. Pushing that community. This looks pretty good with the information on top. I think it's because I'm seeing the stucco height map on top of the brick, because it looks the same here as it does here. So you need to get a good way of blending between the stucco height map and the brick height map. Overall, this looks pretty good. I guess I need to see it in context. I'm gonna skip that song. Of the scene itself. So I think when you get to that point, we should look at it a little bit closer. I can't wait to see that scene though. I only have my Mac at the moment, so the tessellation support is a bit crap. Oh man, brutal. You said for a uni, right? For a uni module. Maybe get the renders at school or something. Might be time to invest as well. If you're going to be getting into this stuff, you're gonna need a decent computer. So next up we got Tristan Miri. Dude, we only have a little bit more time. I don't think I'm gonna get to everyone. Just so you guys know, I apologize. Maybe I'll leave these tabs up, and on Sunday, if I have time, I'll do the rest of them and post it on YouTube. Overall, this is looking pretty good. Foliage is getting kind of crazy. It's all over the place. A bit more work on the foliage scene. The sub is still block out, obviously. I'm also really struggling to get the areas under the plants to not go pitch black. Maybe my trees are too dense. So under here, it's getting really dark. I mean, that doesn't look... This right here is really dark. I think if you bring in an ambient light, like turn it up a little bit. Yeah, where are we at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so normally we're only able to get between 10 and 15 critiques during this hour. So I apologize if I don't get to your stuff. Yeah, I think some color variety in this would be good. But overall, the density and the details are looking much nicer. As far as the darkening under there, I think I need to see if you have like an ambient color that you're filling in. Like if you can add an ambient color that should be able to boost or put color in your shadows, that might help. So it kind of makes your scene look a little bit more unlit, but you can control how bright that is. Overall, though, this is looking pretty cool. Spatially, it's really interesting. Compositionally, it's pretty cool as well. There's a little bit of a tangent going on right here where the sub is getting too close to this rock. I think if you were to move the sub more to the left and then maybe displace more of the dirt and then kind of push the ferns forward. I think that will help your composition. Yeah, maybe try pushing the ambient color up a bit. So this grass looks really good, man. From this distance, it's starting to look pre-rendered. This view, I'm seeing the variety in the blades is lacking. I think that's what the problem is like they're all doing like the same pattern. I think if you can get a few of these with different pieces, that's going to go a long way. Like you're already getting a little of it here on the sides. But like, see, when I zoom in like this, that's when it starts to look very stylized because all the blades are doing the same kind of curves. Yeah, this is cool to see. So you've baked all that out. Yeah, I see Warren's down with it. Really nice. You've got a good sense of volume going on there. Nice, man. Warren approves, dude. Yeah, what he's saying, you've got dead on too, and I think it's because you're controlling your normals, right? And you're kind of facing them more upwards. So the ambient occlusion and the light maps are what's really filling it. And I think you might even be using real-time lighting, so that might be what's doing it. Oh, Lord. Oh, geez. The ground can be a bit darker, you feel? I think the ground is okay, and I think the reason I'm saying that is because it's giving you a difference. You're talking about the darkness in between here. That sexy foliage. Yeah, it looks nice, man. I think getting some variety in the blade shapes is going to be huge. Like, all of a sudden, it'll just look instantly unique. Kaz, what's up? How you doing? It's pretty sick, right? Look at that. That looks like some freaking CG. Yeah, so the blades here may be matching the ground color in this view. This is the albedo only, I take it. Nice little... Getting these colors to match closer is probably going to be pretty beneficial for you. You can see the real separation here. But yeah, this looks really nice. And it's okay that these two are separate from each other. Just make sure they're kind of in the same like value range. Oh yeah, this one's Corey's tileable material. So I was gonna say this will be the last critique, I think. Let me see here. Oh, I can do one more after this. Okay, so this kind of darkening pattern on the side here is counterintuitive to making your material tileable. I wouldn't add any of this type of information in there and then actually apply that as like a decal or something that is has alpha and is floating on top of it. It's more of a multiply on top of the material itself versus actually putting it in the tileable, because this will just limit you from how you can use this. This one looks pretty good. Right now it looks really low res, and then the little pock marks, I would remove those just because it gives away the tiling. And then I would see if you can angle the stones a little bit, just so there's some change in the angle of the normals. Also be careful with this, there's this pattern you've got going on here, this cracked stuff. Make sure to depth offset, or the offset node will move the pattern around so that it doesn't travel from stone to stone or brick to brick evenly. This one, actually, your tiles are too bright. They're too white. So like if you go here, say this is albedo only, you need it to be more along that range in the albedo only. That way when the sun hits it, it doesn't blow out like this, because what you're getting here is actually oh dang, I don't have time for another one. Time's moving too fast, guys. I don't like it. Oh, wait, what? There we go. Okay, so right around there, all that information, there's a little bit there. There's a little bit of info in there, but it's the range is hard to see with the human eye. So be careful with like how bright you make your albedos in PBR workflow. Yeah, that might just be I guess be careful with how you're making your roughness as well in this, because like it needs to at least conform a little bit to the material below it, and then you can do stuff like this a little bit softer. But yeah, man, so just so you guys know, I'm going to leave the stuff up on the Discord, and I'm going to get to your other guys' stuff when I can. This turned out really nice. Yes, yes. Very cool. Ah, we'll leave you this. We will leave you with this. All right, guys. Thanks for all the new follows. Thanks for the new subs. The resubs, Freezy and Tobias. Thanks, guys. I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a good, relaxing weekend. If it's your time to art, it's your time to art. Do it well. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. Goodbye.